J. Cole. Yes, you heard J. Cole's gonna drop a new album. Usually I don't really talk about music like that, but I gotta talk about this. This is gonna be more of a rant video, but like I want to get the appreciation out the way first because I don't want this to, because the conversation always kind of like shifts to what I'm about to talk about right now, like the whole beef thing that happened 2 years ago, by the way. Did I even say this back then when Drake was suing? And then I was like, how is J. Cole still getting the most hate out of all of this? You can have a problem with J. Cole apologizing. That's fine. I get that. That's cool, right? You wanted to see Kendrick and J. Cole as much as we all did. J. Cole can't say he's the best anymore. This is the part where I kind of like, how though? I would understand being mad at J. Cole for saying that he's the best if Kendrick responded and then J. Cole apologized and was like, hey, no, I don't want nothing to do with this. Never mind. You are completely right. That's where the confusion comes in, where I'm like, okay, so if Kendrick didn't respond, J. Cole took it back. Nobody's really taking an issue on this except for the fans, apparently. Let's keep it honest. Kendrick didn't diss J. Cole. Can somebody point to me what the fuck the diss was, bro? Now you're gonna say, but he said on like that. Oh, fuck the big three. It's just big me. That's really this. That's like J. Cole saying, we the big three like we started the league, but right now I feel like Muhammad Ali. Same thing. But people already took that as a diss, which is cool, I guess. Saying that you're the best rapper is now a diss to everybody else. Sure. And the thing is, like, bro, he was specifically going for Drake on like that. He had a bar. He said, for all your dogs getting buried, that's okay with all these lions. You gonna see past cemetery. But I do think even if J. Cole would have kept the diss up, Kendrick would have probably responded. So with that being said, right, J. Cole drops, the 7-minute drill, literally saying it's a warning shot, by the way, in the song. I love my brother, but I'm not gonna lie. That shit will feel like swatting a fly. That shit was fire. I liked it. Obviously, I'm a J. Cole fan. I'm not gonna be one of those J. Cole fans that are gonna act like they were above the beef and shit like that. I was ready for it. I was like, yeah, bro, let's fuck Kendrick. You know what about T-Pap is boring? I disagree, but hey, fuck. J. Cole saying T-Pap is boring. That's just cap, bro. I said it back then. That shit was cap. What do you mean? No, but we gonna take it. Kendrick fell off. No, but like we gonna take it. Let's go. Then the apology, of course, happened, which. And initially, everybody was mad initially, right? We got to mention the fact that in the diss tracks, Kendrick never really said anything about J. Cole besides the J. Cole line, right? That he said on Not Like Us is so interesting to me because it has so many different meanings and nobody really knows what it probably means. Because on one hand, you can be like, oh, Kendrick's saying, oh, I did Cole foul. Like, why you still pretending like you have a chance, right? Or it could be like, he's talking to Drake, like, yo, you did Cole foul by dissing him. Bro, this dude Drake dissed J. Cole way more than Kendrick did, by the way, but nobody want to talk about that, right? Anyway, like this shouldn't be the conversation around the fall off. If I'm being honest, the only thing I feel like Kendrick kind of messed up on was saying the audience not dumb. They're actually stupid, bro. They're actually stupid, and I hate it, bro. The audience not dumb might have been the craziest shit I've ever heard, bro. This is like one of those. This is Kendrick's top 5 worst bars I've ever heard. The audience not dumb. I'm gonna tie this all in, by the way. I promise. I'm just saying like how people are trying to tie in the apology to him being scared of Kendrick when Kendrick didn't attack J. Cole in his diss tracks, but I feel like it would be such a victory lap, bro. It would be so easy. He just put one line in right there. Boom. And we don't really know what it means, but we got 3 meanings for that one line, which is fire. That's why we love Kendrick. Oh yeah, Port Antonio drop, right? After the whole suing thing probably happened. And then at that point, I realized I almost felt like people were listening to 2 different tracks. Because what were they hearing that I wasn't hearing? The line about him saying, oh, I wouldn't have lost the battle, I would have lost the bro. And then people were like, oh, wait, what? Now he said he would have won? What the fuck? Bro, you can't comprehend basic fucking grammar, bro? What are we talking about, bro? This shit is crazy to me. And then, you know how deep this shit got for like people who are so mentally crazy? They went back and tried to like digest certain Cole lines and then attach it to Kendrick. Be like, nah, he's always been slaking Kendrick. He's been saying this about him. He doesn't like him. Bro, this is a person on the internet that you have never met in your life, that you will never probably meet. The man is on his bike somewhere. He said on first person shooter, right? He said, everybody steppers will fuck it, then everybody breakfast. I'm about to clear up my plate. They said, oh no, Kendrick got an album, Mr. Mel and the Big Steppers. Stop. What the fuck? Where's this coming from? I would understand this point if J. Cole had no other songs when the Mr. Morale dropped until then. If this was his first appearance on a song from J. Cole, I'm like, okay, this has some validity to it. And don't even try to say this like, oh, we was talking about the big 3 later on. It was one fucking line. Don't even do that. Don't even fucking do that. He was just talking regular fucking rapper talk. He said, I learned long ago, you can please them all and it hurts, try. And it's a simple line, but like, it's still very applicable, right? I'm not saying you gotta love Cole, right? It's not like a video of, oh, look at you gotta love Cole. But I'm just saying like, I just want to get rid of the bullshit. You have to like him. And just forget about the apology. I'm not saying that. I'm not trying to bossing say you out of this, right? I'm just trying to make sure that we can differentiate the bullshit and then keep the actual facts to the facts. He apologized. That's an L. Facts. Obviously, we all wanted to see it just be bars. Like Drake calling Kendrick a woman and then, Drake calling him a PDF. And then it's like, I'd rather you hop on a fucking song with me and let's see who got better bars. That's it. Jaddy said the same thing too. Jaddy said the same thing and nobody said shit about that. Nobody said anything about that. They asked Jaddy, hey, do you want to participate in any rap beef? Somebody wants to, diss you. He was like, let's just hop on the track. Let's just see who's better to tie this all up. That's what I feel like. J. Cole can still say, hey, I can be the best. You can hop on a track with J. Cole and you're going to get out-rapped. That's like the high chance. I feel like the last time J. Cole got purely out-rapped, probably Black Friday. Ironically, by Kendrick, he got out-rapped on that song, which, by the way, I mean, he still did his thing. Maybe on Johnny P's Caddy, even though people really loved that song, and me too, obviously, but Benny's verse was fire, bro. Might Delete Later got so flushed under the radar by people who just listened to the list and then boom, nothing else. It's like, yo, that's crazy. He was pie. I genuinely thought before 2024, before My Deleted dropped, I was like, Kendrick might have a chance to out-rap him. And then he dropped My Delete Later and I was like, okay, never mind. Never mind, bro. Never mind. He's actually cooking, bro. He cooks on these beats. He's every fucking bar. It's not even battle rap. People will also say like Cole is scared of Kendrick, but then he raps with Daylight and Absol. Sure, man. Yeah, you definitely know what you're talking about, man. That's why me personally, I don't really care if he says he's the best, because you don't just hop on a song with Daylight and Absol after they go back and forth and then have a whole verse for yourself if you're scared of another rapper. I'll never try to like dismiss somebody's actual critique of J. Cole by saying like his earlier projects weren't really all that. J. Cole's my favorite rapper ever. This might like take me out of the J. Cole fandom for some people, but I don't like Born Sinner, bro. I don't like it. I don't like the album. It's too much. It gets a bit stale. Like it just, and I don't know, man. It wasn't it. But then Forest Hills Drive, perfect length for an album. For Your Eyes Only, fire, amazing. KOD, I actually like that album a lot as well. Like he got way better later on, and that's why he's rapping in reverse, because technically your prime starts earlier in your age, but he's in his prime now, but he's rapping in reverse. Man, that's why I also want to see Kendrick on this album. I want to get a track where they rap back and forth. Actual hip hop shit. Like actual hip hop. No type of weird allegations, no digging up dirt. They could do Black Friday too, y'all. What if J. Cole hops on Not Like Us and then Kendrick hops on 7 Minute Drill? Bro, I would die laughing. That would be hilarious. That would be the biggest troll song of all time. I don't usually do this feeding into the drama shit because it's all about the J. Cole, the fall off. This is going to be a great album. But I'm just saying, like, there's certain things that I just hate. And I know people are going to try to justify and be like, oh, but it's like when you try to like fight and you say, oh, I'm the best fighter. And then somebody like try to challenge you face to face and then you run away. That's not what happened. It's like J. Cole came to the court, right? He was like, hey, what's up? I'm the best. 1v1 me right now. I got this ball right here. Boom. Kendrick and Drake popped up. Kendrick was like, all right, bro, what's up then? Pulled out a fucking knife to a basketball game. Drake was like, hold on, wait, okay. Sure, I guess I'm going to try to play. And then he saw Drake pull another fucking knife. Boom, it's 2 knife fights going on. He's like, nah, I'm good, y'all. I'm good. Y'all got it, though. Not like how J. Cole was basically saying, I'm the best, and then somebody stepped up, and then he ran away. But if you think that way, sure, whatever. I'm not here to change your opinion. I'm just saying, like, how I'm thinking. But I'm open to listen to your opinion if it makes sense. If you're saying J. Cole is mid and shit like that, all right, get out here, bro. Get out here. People say that he deleted 7 Minute Drill because the perception of it was bad. Did we forget what happened when he dropped Slow in the Bluff? They tried to cancel him for Slow in the Bluff for calling her a queen. He called her a queen. Even though No Name was probably right, I ain't gonna lie to you. He literally said, my IQ is average. There's a young lady out there, she way smarter than me. And then he didn't delete that song, but he would have deleted this track towards Kendrick because the perception was bad. Now, I understand Kendrick and No Name are different artists in terms of just like popularity, right? So there's probably like a 99% chance that JID is on this album. I need to see him on this album because their last song together, what was it, bro? Like something probably off of Dreamville, like the Revenge of the Dreamers stuff, or even like after that. He appeared once on JID's album. When I first started listening to J. Cole and I saw the fans talking about J. Cole fans, you gotta have a special mind to understand J. Cole. I hated that, bro. I hated that. I was like, bro, come on, man. Like J. Cole is obviously deep to some level, but he's not like, come on, it's not impossible to understand, right? The way people interpreted Port Antonio, I said, you know what, bro, maybe they're right. I said, because what do you mean you interpret it as J. Cole is making people forget about 7 Minute Drill and making people forget about the apology? Where did you get this from? And then, some people's arguments would be like, oh, but then why did he just release 7 Minute Drill? Motherfucker, that's the point. That's the point. That's why he apologized. Oh, should have never jumped into the beef. Shoulda, bitch. Shoulda, woulda. So yeah, for the people who are going to be mad when J. Cole is going to say that he is the best rapper on his new album, he's going to do it, right? But just letting y'all know, right? It's going to happen. It's going to happen. He's going to be like, oh, I'm the best. You can click off. The other albums on Spotify are on the side. You can just go over there. We do not need your opinion anymore. Saying, oh, I don't want to listen to him if he's talking about him being the best rapper. Then move. You can go. That's not me trying to like forget about the apology, but it's also like there's one more thing. I keep like remembering new shit that I want to talk about, like just during this. On GNX, right? People have been saying, oh, Kendrick doesn't fuck with J. Cole because he was sneak dissing him on GNX. Talking about I don't want to see apologies. I want to see how geeked up. By the way, I love GNX. What a great album. Dodger Blue, great. Okay, anyway, if Kendrick would have sneaked this J. Cole, which I don't think he did, by the way, I'm just saying, that would be so hypocritical because unlike that, in the same year, just prior, a couple of months ago, he said, fuck sneak dissing. And then he said, first person shooter, whatever. So fuck sneak dissing only applies 8 months ago? No. That's not how that works. Kendrick is not a fucking hypocrite like that. At least to me, I don't know. Maybe to y'all. I really only made this video because like I've been seeing like the fall off the rollout. I was like, oh, people are gonna be excited for this, and obviously people are. There's like a small minority of people who are like this, that, and the third. But basically what I've been mentioning this entire video, right? I don't care what other people say, right? Because that's not why I listen to J.Cole. But it's like, okay, some shit just gotta be like addressed, and I'm not the first one to have this opinion, right? So anyway, I'm sorry. I apologize. That's all I gotta say. The fall off is here. Come here. The growth. Oh,